There is one field we desperately need groundbreaking breakthrough innovation, and that's the necessary shift towards a sustainable economy. And this is the field of scientist Emily Shuckburgh, the director of Cambridge Zero, the University of Cambridge's climate initiative. And we are very glad that she is contributing to the Berlin Science Week. And I have the chance to talk to her now. I'm virtually connected to her and talk to her about her vision of zero carbon future. Thank you for joining us, Emily. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure as well.
The climate crisis is, next to COVID-19, the most discussed topic of our time. What aspects of this problem would you wish should get more coverage?
Well, I spent much of my career working as a polar scientist, and I would say that having wider understanding of the scale of the changes that we're seeing today in the polar regions would be really welcome. In the Arctic, the scale of the sea ice retreat is almost unimaginable. At the end of the melt season, we're seeing a loss of sea ice compared to 40 years ago that's equivalent to the area of the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Germany, Poland, all put together. In the Antarctic, the vast West Antarctic ice sheet is melting, and we are concerned that indeed it might be an irreversible retreat. And if the ice sheets over Greenland and West Antarctica did indeed collapse, that would eventually lead to many meters of sea level rise.
Well, there are many global, very complex problems which have to be solved in this context. How is your initiative going about fostering the level of international cooperation?
So we're looking very much across all different dimensions of what a university can be delivering. And as you say, looking very much in the context of international cooperation around that. So international cooperation around the science that's required to drive the innovations that will lead us to a zero carbon world, but also cooperation around the education and all the engagements beyond the university itself with business and policymakers.
Okay, what would you say are the top 3 most important scientific advancements we have to get done in order to achieve your goals?
So there are many different areas where there's actually currently today exciting science being undertaken to help drive us towards a zero carbon future. But if I was to pick 3 areas, the first would be in the area of energy technologies, particularly battery storage technologies. We know that so much of our world is going to be transitioned to an electric world, and having that battery storage is critically important to underpin that. The second area that I would point to is transport. It's another major part of our emissions. We know that our ground transport, our cars, are very rapidly moving towards electrification, but aviation is a key part of our transport system, and looking to see how we can deliver zero carbon aviation into the future is a critical research challenge at the moment. And then the final area that I would point to is greenhouse gas removal. If we are to address climate change, we're going to need to find ways of actively removing greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, either by technological means or by natural means, enhancing nature in a way that can help the climate problem. But if we're going to do that, we need to ensure that at the same time, it's also helping the biodiversity crisis that we're also experiencing at the moment.
Well, we are looking forward to meet you again during the session at the summit here. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Emily Shuckburgh. Thanks a lot for this talk.
Thank you.